shit. Well, that was fun. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your favorite BOP agent. That's right, it's Sarge Mayhem. Welcome back to the Swamp Deck. And today, a little behind, no problem, a little behind, but we are talking about our experience at this year's GunCon. So let's go ahead and jump into it. First of all, think of it as a tactical clown show. Not in a bad way. Sometimes it's good to be at the circus and hang out with other clowns, honk your nose, give me a squeeze. With that said, I pulled up as a low-tier content monkey and still got recognized at least 3 times, which was crazy because I was one of the lowest. I have one of the lowest followings out of everybody there, but I either am semi-famous or I just got a punchable face and people recognize that. So who knows? Also was reunited with some of my freedom-loving misfits from last year, which was awesome. Got to meet some new ones, which I loved. We slept very few hours, and we were basically balls to the wall, high speed, low drag. That was the trip, constantly going, hitting out my 20,000 plus steps a day without a problem. I will say it was hotter than Satan's taint, especially in that Porter John where people thought about their life choices based on the money that they were going to spend, and it smelled pretty bad, but they did good on cleaning it. Some of the cleanest porta potties I've ever been there. Still, in the end, had a fucking blast. 10 out of 10. Would suffer again. Not suffer in bad way. Suffer like it was worth it. You know, kind of like we used to say in the military, best worst days of our life. Now, why would I say suffer at all? Because it was hot as fuck. Even being in Cleveland, we were like, this ain't going to be too bad. We're from Florida. Oh, no, it might not have had as much humidity, but damn it was hot. So, let's talk about range day, right? Range day, to me, was almost like a tactical Disneyland or a carnival or something like that. Literally, you could not swing a dead cat in any direction without somebody saying, step right up and try this out. I loved it. There was a lot of good products out there. Some of the gear from some of my favorites was Tandem Cross. They had this totally cool left side charge, almost like an MP5 charging handle, 1022, shortened barrel, but they had that pistol brace, so it was a pistol. That thing was sick. If you just throw a can on it, they did great. Range Day was put on by First Form, which we really, really, really appreciate them. Their products are great. If you've never had First Form, they are phenomenal. Makes them very good. I'm one of those people that I am very picky on the protein shakes I drink, which is why I'm this size, because I don't drink enough of them for what I do. But First Form has a bunch of different ones out there that you could try, different flavors. They have beef sticks, which are really, really, really good. My favorite's their breakfast sausage. It actually tastes like sausage you would have for breakfast, which is why I love it. They also have energy drinks, which were amazing. I love their energy drinks. First time I tried most of their products was last year at GunCon, and I had to get more. It's just kind of how it is. They also had those little hydration, almost like a liquid IV. They have some of those that you could pour in your drinks, and thank God, because like I said, it was hot. One of my favorite cost with quality in mind was the Rost Martin. Their RM1C, it was comped. And this thing goes for like $500. Sick. Obviously, it's built very similar to, if you could think about it, almost like a if Glock and a Canic had a baby. Bam. There it is. Loved shooting that gun. We're going to show you guys some of that video. Some of that video. But Don't sleep on Rost Martin. People do it all the time. They're like, look at it, it's too cheap or whatever. But that gun ran smoother than government funding in Ukraine. So don't sleep on it. Ask D's Gaines. Ask some of the other Squadrills guys, Jay Weth, Gamage, Trigger Dad, Fireman. They will all tell you this thing was phenomenal. Don't sleep on them. Great product, great price. There was a company out there called, I think it's Nocpix. It's something like that. Now, their thermal scope is not cheap, but no thermal scope is actually really cheap. But their thermal scope, I think it was right around like $6,000 to $7,000, something like that, which made me question my financial decisions and my self-worth, because I was like, holy God. However, we ran it outside in daylight in the heat, and it picked up everything. If you missed, it wasn't the gun. It was you. And I don't think I missed. I might have, but I don't think so. I was ringing steel like without even trying. Just no lag, no bullshit. Straight up alien tech that they put in this shit is crazy. It really makes you think about trying to get a personal loan so you can get your hands on one of these. There was all different kinds of reticles, all different kinds of ways of looking. You had, and I'm still new in the thermal and all that, so you had, you know, the purples and the grays and the whites and the blacks, and it was really, really, really cool. You shouldn't miss out on that. Go check them out, Nocpix. Great scopes. Don't sleep on it. Rost Martin, Tandem Cross, First Form. Gideon was out there, which I was one of the few lucky ones to get the multicam Gideon hat. I love Gideon products. For their price, they're phenomenal. They had a nice prism that was able to, optic that I was able to play with. I haven't played with that one yet. Usually the only one I played with is from Primary Arms, which is also a good one. So I wanted to check out theirs. Simple. So now we're going to talk about the day of. Cleveland, Ohio, downtown Cleveland. Yes, the site of most of the episodes of First 48, but that's okay. We had all of our Freedom Family roll up thick as. Not only that, it wasn't just a con as in a conference. It was a gathering of unfiltered flag waving, roast happy degenerates like myself, which I loved. We had the boys Squadrills, like I talked about. GTactics was out there. Klecker Tactical. They made a outside the waistband holster for my fuse. When I do executive protection, I have to wear a suit. Great holster. He hooked me up. I really appreciate it. ArchangelDefenseKelly was there. Love spending time with that guy. I've talked to him multiple times online. First time I got to see him face to face, which is the other good thing about this GunCon, was a lot of people that you talk to online, you might do the FaceTime, but you never really see them face to face. I was able to meet a lot of the guys that I've been talking to over the last year and see them face to face. Fusion Firearms. Their guns are sweet. They were at GunCon. They got one coming out, I think they said November. They got one that's comped 2011. If you like 2011s, they got you set for a great price. They also have their version of Glocks, also phenomenal firearms. Don't sleep on them. Go to Fusion Firearms. Check out what they got. They got all kinds of stuff that, for whoever's using it, I'm a lefty, and I despise 2011s because of the thumb safeties. They're killing it. Go check them out. Wheeler Tools really hooked us up. Last year, they gave us this little Go pack that had a bunch of different screwdriver bits and stuff, so you could throw it in your range bag. It's nice, small, compact, had pretty much everything you needed. I seen them and I was like, hey, who do I reach out to get some of the bits, because I lost some of the bits, and one was actually rounded out, and they were like, here, man, just take it. And they gave me another one. And then on when they were leaving, they were like, hey, man, by the way, here's a bigger kit. There you go. Take it. They were so awesome. I love using Wheeler Tools. That's pretty much the only tools I use when I work on guns, and there's a reason for it, is because their customer service is great. Their tools are great, and I don't have to worry about anything. If I have any issues, I can just reach out to them, take care of it just like that. Gideon Optics, like we talked about, great. They have great optics. They were giving away one of their LPVOs, which I really wanted that LPVO. I still want an LPVO. So Gideon, if you're watching, let's talk. Let's get an LPVO. Let's swap out the Swamp Fox on Tactical Turkeys 1022, and let's get her onto that Gideon game, just like I am. But these people are out there, great companies that actually care and listen to you, and that's how they make their product development and all that stuff. They're not just out here trying to throw out stickers and swag. They are there for you. I got to shoot the I forgot to tell you guys on the range day, I got to shoot the Henry 300 Blackout magazine fed. It was suppressed. Oh, it was Ranger Precision. I forgot what the name is. I'm pretty sure it's Ranger Point Precision, where they put all the furniture on. That thing was sweet. It was sweet. Now, the inside of GunCon and the convention center, it literally looked like the set of First 48. I'm pretty sure that's been shown on First 48 a few times. I like First 48. I don't know if you do. I like it. It's interesting for me to watch, where you have the Fifth Amendment and people just start ratting themselves out. And it's like, you idiot. That's what you have the Fifth Amendment for. Talk to a lawyer so you're not making their job harder and costing more money. Sometimes it's better just to shut the hell up. But inside, it was where we could actually talk more with the companies, without all the gunfire happening. That's when I was talking to Fusion Arms, Wheeler, Gideon Optics, building connections with them. There was a company there that take your ears, right? So not particularly these ones, but I'm sure they could do it with these. But they could take your ears and they go in and they rewire it where a mic comes out, and you could hook up to your Bofang or a lot of your other radios out there and have direct communication right into it. I thought that was a really, really cool idea. I think they charge like $150 to do it all, but for all the wiring, and they have all the connectors and stuff that go with it that they're going to give you as part of the cost. Excellent product. Really like it. I'm gonna have to find the name of the company and I'll put it in the description below. It wasn't so much air conditioned in there, which kind of sucked because it got hot, but it was still cooler outside that day. Every time on range day, we either get rained out or sweat our ass off. For the actual event, AC was not really there. The windows were open. They had those big ass fans, right? And it wasn't that bad. All right, it wasn't that bad. We had Cadwell out there. They were showing us the clay shoot where it's a little fan looking thing and you aim it and you shoot it. We got to shoot that. That was pretty cool. We got to jump on FullMetalSensei's first ever podcast. He wanted to kick it off, but he wanted to wait because at GunCon they actually allowed you to, for free, they allowed you to put in for a slot to do their podcast area. You've seen some of the other guys that have done it, Klecker Tactical, the Mac Bros, some of the other people, you'll see them out there. But it was really cool. Got to go in there. Got to be on the first ever recorded episode with FullMetalSensei. Great time. Everybody was a little scared that I was going to get them canceled on the first day. And you guys know me. I backed off a little bit. That way he got at least one episode. And then I told him after that next one, I can't promise anything. So, it is what it is. It was basically like a tactical TED Talk mixed with barracks banter. That's what the first episode was like. So as soon as it comes out, you guys need to go watch it. Tag me in it. Let us know that you guys seen it. We appreciate it. I got to sit through the panels. They had a bunch of panels. Like some of the top guys in the industry. Some of the new generation, like my man Damage was on the panel again. And they killed it. You could ask them all kinds of questions. Literally, there was Q&A not only in person, but through the internet because they live streamed it so people could type out what question they had. And there you go, it'd be answered. One of the things that I will say kind of blew my mind is Armed Scholar. If you guys don't know who Armed Scholar is, it's a 2A lawyer content creator, and that's basically all he does is cover 2A stuff. I met this guy last year. That's the first time I ever met him. Really cool dude, right? Down to earth, all that stuff. I was sitting at the panel in the chairs where the panel was happening, so I'm watching the panel, and he comes walking by, and he just glances over, stops, and he looks again, and then he came literally right up to me, remembered me instantly, even after a year. It was no fake handshake or any kind of stuff like that. He was like, "Hey, dude, you're back. Welcome back, man. How you been?" Talk to me just like, I've known him for years and years and years. That's the kind of stuff that you get at GunCon. These people aren't trying to be like, "Oh, you're just a little peasant down here." It's a real community, and these people actually care. They're not a bunch of assholes off camera or anything like that. Pretty much all the ones that I watch and that I met, Guns and Gadget, always great people. Faith Kills Fear, another great guy. Love being around that guy. He's a funny guy. Love being around him. He is a really, really cool guy. So let's talk about it. Some other things that we'll have to talk about on a different video because I'm not going to go too far into it. I'm trying to make this short and sweet so you guys can see all the other stuff. So one of the things, like I said, Cleveland was pretty much a whole episode of First 48, but with better aim and probably worse decision making. It was awesome though. It was pretty cool. Like we did stuff that we haven't done since we were kids, like walk on the railroad tracks and that kind of stuff, and we got to see a bunch of stuff that we've never seen before. We've seen a groundhog while we were driving. And yes, Trigger Dad made the hookup because even though we were only supposed to be getting a full-size car, we didn't like any full-size cars, and Trigger Dad with his beautiful face talked the lady into letting us take a 4-wheel drive freaking, it was pretty much brand new Jeep Rubicon. That was insane. And I'm glad we did because we had to jump a curb. We'll talk about that on the other videos and stuff like that. But we had to jump a curb. Glad we had it. However, I will tell you, it was cool to drive. First time ever driving one. I will never buy one. Never. You felt literally everything. Gas mileage wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but you felt everything in the road. Wasn't a big fan of that. We did a stop on the way to GunCon. I needed a Red Balls because it's cocaine in a can, and I needed that. So we go in. We're looking around. I'm like, Gamage, do you see any of the Red Bull? I mean, no. What the So walk up to the guy running the cash register. I was like, "Hey, man, trying to get a Red Bull, but it looks like you guys don't have it." He's like, "Oh, no, we do. We lock them up." Literally behind the glass that they had, the Red Bull thing cooler was back there, and they lock them up. That's where you know you're in a bad neighborhood. Monster, go ahead. Take them. Red Bull, we're making a fucking stand with Red Bull. So that was interesting. We'll talk more about it. Like I said, Gamage was the MVP of that trip. He's the one that helped me out. We ran into a guy who was wearing a bike helmet, like a bicycle helmet. No bike, acting really weird, and decided that he was going to randomly start pulling out fake guns, like not those kind of fake, like your USCCA yellow gun or your rubber ducks or whatever the hell you guys want to call them. He was pulling that out and just wait. I'm like, dude, this guy's going to get fucking shot. I don't know if he did, but we were very sketchy and very alert, so that kind of woke us up. It was very, very, very interesting. I don't know if this was a normal Saturday for them, if this was whatever, but yeah, that was definitely interesting. Cleveland, in the end, very fun in the kind of way of I might need a lawyer before I leave kind of way, but we came out without needing it. So we're going to do a full story on all the side quests that we went through. We'll talk about that at a different time. Let's go ahead and talk about the final scorecard and my final thoughts. Okay, GunCon 2025. I got recognized. That's awesome. Sweated through my clothes at least twice, just like Florida. I regretted nothing except for maybe that sketchy gas station trip. Yeah, gear was tested. Gear was tested. Jokes cracked. We laughed hard because it's always like that. It's always a clown show. Honk your nose, give me a squeeze when Squadrills rolls through. Got home sore from all the walking, a little bit of sunburnt, but I was ready to go right back just like I will next year. And I hope to see you guys there. So my final thoughts is if you skip GunCon this year, you fucked up. Don't do it next year. It's a great deal. $50 get you in, get you a meal ticket, get you a swag shirt. We got patches, stickers. Speaking of, I got some patches from GunCon, and if you guys want one, you just let me know, and I'll see if I can't get one out there. But it wasn't just an event. It was a full send circus of guns, gear, grit, and some of the best damn people in this community. They will talk to you. Gamage helped a guy who was like looking down on himself, scared, wasn't sure how he was going to do videos and stuff like that. And Gamage was like, I want a video. He told him how to do it and what's the best way to do it. I want a video by Tuesday. This was like Saturday. So the kid agreed. I'll have to get with Gamage, see if he actually pulled through on that. But Gamage and a lot of the other guys out there were right there to jump in and help you out if you have some questions. Next year, don't just watch the clips. Be in the clips. I hope to see you guys there. Thank you to the Gun Collective and First Form and all the other sponsors that showed up. Thank you to all the companies that worked with me and got this, actually took the time to sit there and talk with me. I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to work with here coming up. That's it for us today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed those videos. I'll do some longer ones showing all of the footage, so you're already here for 25 minutes. Hopefully, I can cut that down a little bit and show you all the footage in the next video. Till next time, thank you for coming to the Swamp Deck. Again, I'm your favorite BOP agent, and I'm Sarge Mayhem. We're out.